They figured out a way to come back, and they're winning games a lot of different ways right now, and that's important. They're winning games when they're getting behind. They're winning games late in the game. They had to go into extra innings in a game in Frisco, Texas, and then they're out slugging teams when they need to. So I think that's important. You're going to have to learn to win a lot of different games in the SEC, and of course that's next weekend right upon us.
Well, you mentioned that they've been able to find ways to win in different ways. Taking a look at tonight's recipe for success, brought to you by BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, official catering service of LSU Athletics. From what you've seen, Buzzy, what has been the recipe overall for this team? What do you like about this year's Tigers?
Well, when they play well is when they pitch it well and play good defense. We know, look, they've got guys in the lineup that have hit it well early. They're starting to show a little power, but I think it starts with defense and pitching. And the games that they've struggled, they're walking too many guys, they're putting too many free passes, and then they're not making the routine play when they get the opportunity. A lot of times we try to overcomplicate the game of baseball. Throw strikes as a pitcher. When you get the ball hit to you as an
it's coming through the door. Well, 6:30 start on a Friday. Now we'll see Jonathan Lane step in. Lane in his 4th season with the Lions, a right-handed hitter, and swing and a miss on the first pitch, and we are underway. Time of first pitch, 6:34 here on this Friday night. 0-1, Anderson works ahead. 15 2/3 worth of innings so far for Anderson in the starts, as that one slides outside. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 26 strikeouts, just 6 walks given up. Again, a 2.30 ERA. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch to the plate. That's on the inside corner and gets Anderson ahead. Off-speed pitch there, nasty. Lane let it go and then realized it caught the inside corner. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that's that good slider that Cade Anderson likes to throw.
Top of the first inning, we'll see Nash Rippon now stand in for the Lions.
Yeah, there's 2 different off-speed pitches that he throws, or breaking pitches, you should say. It's a curveball and a slider. The curveball is going to be a little less velocity. That was it. That was more 77, 78 miles an hour. That slider will be more 83 to 85 miles an hour.
So a left-hander stands in Rippon, and the first pitch from Anderson. He swings for the fences, but a fastball gets by him at 91 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Prior to heading to North Alabama, Rippon started his career at Wallace State Community College there in Alabama. There's a nasty breaking ball that dropped off the table. A swing and a miss, nowhere close with Rippon, and it's 0-2. Had him really off balance with that second delivery. Rippon on the season, batting .211. The delivery, outside corner, called strike with a breaking ball. Second strikeout in as many batters he has faced. 2 gone here in the top of the first inning. Pretty good start, I would say, there for Cade Anderson.
Yeah, that's a heck of a start, and you like to see him having control of all his pitches early in the game, and he went with the slider on that pitch. The previous hitter, he went with the more of the curveball, the slower breaking pitch, and so he's got everything working through the first 2 batters. That's exciting for LSU.
Matthew Delgado stands in, a senior batting .286, and the right-hander swings at the first pitch. A 2-bouncer to shortstop. Milam pumps, fires to first in time for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, the start for the Lions here. We played a half inning at the box, no score. LSU will come to the plate for the first time tonight. Again, it will be Curiel, Jones, and Dickinson. We'll continue from the box after this. Championship health partner. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake, champions for Louisiana. Together we roar. Learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Great start by Cade Anderson. Pretty good defense behind him. He had 2 strikeouts to start the game, and then a ground ball out to Milam at short. And the Lions, quick work there in the top of the first inning. Derek Curiel has been taking care of business at the plate. Freshman phenom from California, off to a incredible start. And over the last couple of weeks, Buzzy, since we've seen the debut of Curiel, I've heard multiple comparisons to a slew of former LSU players. I may ask you as the night goes on who you would most compare him to, but one thing is for sure, Derek Curiel is ready for prime time. At least up to this point, he has been phenomenal, batting .449. The left-hander digs in as Bryson Parrish, the big right-hander, ready to deliver. First pitch, missing upstairs with a fastball, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, well, it's always impressive to see guys hit over 400. It's even more impressive when the guy's a freshman.
1-0 to Curiel. Missed inside at the knees. Again with another fastball, and it's 2-0.
Curiel during the Tigers' 8-game win streak, hitting .481.
Here's the 2-0 delivery. Curiel lets it go, and it just missed outside. And quickly 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, he's just a perfect leadoff hitter, too. You see this a lot. He gets to a 3-0 count, makes the pitchers work.
3-0 missed inside, so 4 pitches, and Curiel, the leadoff man, aboard for LSU. So another base on balls for Curiel. That's his 17th of the season. And one of the things that, again, regardless of who you want to compare him to, I think what Curiel's been able to do, at least from my vantage point, watching him here at the park as well as when I've seen the games on television, his ability to speed the game down. It'll be interesting to see his transition into SEC play. I certainly understand the competition will step up there, but he seems to not fret, really in control and highly confident whether he's in the field or at the plate. That'll bring Jared Jones. Here's a confident young man, and the first pitch sails outside to the right-handed hitter, and it's 1-0. So 4 straight. Check that, 5 straight balls now offered up by Bryson Parrish as he gets started here in the bottom of the first inning. Curiel, 3-step lead off of first. The pitch to Jones. Breaking ball misses down and away, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Defensively, again for the Lions at third base, Bryant Loving. Leighton Jenkins at short, Jonathan Lane at second. Petey Kraska down the line at first base. It's R.J. Sherwood, Alex Wilson, Alex Wade left to right in the outfield. The 2-0 to Bear. Sends one high in the air to center field. Hangs up, though, and Alex Wilson in center will come in a few steps. Straightaway center and makes the play for out number 1. Curiel scampers his way back to first base, 1 down.
Yeah, that's a situation where Jared Jones, we know all the power he has. You don't want him to take a pitch if it's right down the heart, but Parrish is a little bit on the fence there, maybe getting out of control and walking us a couple times, and Jared Jones takes a pitch, just misses it, but that's a couple ways of thinking about that, Chris. You either take till you get a strike or you wait for a good pitch and drive it, and he just missed it.
So now we'll see Daniel Dickinson, right-hander, stand in. First delivery again missed off the outside corner as it appears early on. Bryson Parrish, at least with the fastball, Buzzy, trying to live on the corners. So far has not gotten the benefit of the call from our home plate umpire, Brian Hell. We'll see who adjusts first. Runner at first, 1 down, no score. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball outside. Now 2 balls, no strikes. That one nowhere close to Dickinson, who again batting .391 on the season. Hitting .441 with runners on base. One of the things Coach Johnson said he really has been proud of his team, even in their comeback wins after they've gotten down early, is performing with runners on base and in scoring position so far this year. This one again misses outside as Parrish continues to struggle finding the zone. It's now 3-0 to Dickinson.
Yeah, well, Parrish coming into the game had 17 innings pitched. He did have 8 walks. So a guy that will walk in as North Alabama's catcher, Delgado, will go out and have a little conversation. Looks like pitching coach as well there, Chris.
Yeah, David Mervis, the pitching coach, going to trot out there as well. Just check on Parrish a little bit, try to work on that control, get him to fire strikes. Again, already giving up the leadoff walk to Curiel. Got the pop out by Jones to center field. And shallow center. Now Dickinson looking at a 3-0 count.
Well, he threw 6 straight balls, and that's kind of the point I was making with Jones. Is obviously Jones probably will never have to take in his life, and I understand why. He's a heck of a hitter, but I think Parrish is on the verge of possibly a big inning if you just let him walk. Because you've got to make him prove himself that he can throw strikes, and so far he hasn't. Really, the one strike he threw was to Jones, and he flew out to center field. So 3-0 here, you would think Dickinson would be taking.
So we'll see. Is pitching coach back in the dugout. The 3-0 delivery at the letters, called strike. 90-mile-an-hour heater, and it's 3-1. So now Dickinson will regrip, dig back in from the right side with a hitter's count 3-1. No score, bottom of the first inning, 1 out. Runner at first base for the Tigers. Parrish fires, squaring to bunt, but unable to make contact is Dickinson, and that'll fill the count now 3-2. Fans join MMR, largest privately owned open shop electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and a proud partner of LSU Athletics. Again, just a slight breeze. Flags moving a little bit right to left. 7 to 8 mile an hour wind gusts. Here's a swing into shallow right field. Giving chase is Wade on the run, and it comes off the glove of Jonathan Lane, the second baseman, who sailed out into shallow right. Could not hold on to it. He had his arms outstretched, Buzzy, running at full speed. I think he did make contact, but could not glove it cleanly. It drops into shallow right field. Everybody's safe, and with one out, LSU has runners first and second.
Yeah, it was an interesting play because if Curriell's not stealing and the second baseman's just playing his normal position, that is a easy pop-up to catch. But because the second baseman Lane was working to second base, it was kind of hitting no man's land, and the only guy that could have caught it was the second baseman Lane. He was on a dead sprint and just couldn't get there in time, or got there in time, just couldn't squeeze it.
So now we'll see Josh Pearson come to the plate. Again, just one out. Runners first and second. Pearson the DH tonight. Pitch to the veteran left-hander. Inside, brushes him off the plate slightly, and it's 1-0. Pearson batting .310. .333 over this 8-game win streak for the Tigers. Again, making it difficult for Jay Johnson to keep him out of the lineup at some point. This pitch a little high and inside makes it 2-0 now to Pearson.
Well, Pearson been around a long time here at LSU. Seen a lot of baseball, a lot of at-bats, and he had a heck of a weekend in Frisco, Texas. He was named the most outstanding player for the tournament in Texas.
2-0 pitch. Pearson slaps this one down the line in right, and this one is going to be just foul. Right of the foul pole. Making 2 balls and 1 strike. It's interesting when you talk about Josh Pearson again electing to come back for this final year, get a chance to play with his younger brother Josh, which according to them haven't happened a lot, even though both of them grew up with their father and playing baseball. But Pearson understands over the last 2 years he's played with a talented group of players. He knows what it takes to go out and compete every day. Everything the coaches are looking for to give you those at-bats and innings in the field. And I think Josh has made the most of it, as I said, right now on a hot streak, not allowing anybody to pull him out of the lineup. Here's the 2-1 to Pearson, and a foul cut into the backstop. That'll leave in the count 2-2.
Well, Jay Johnson's talked about it a lot. He is normally a big part of some type of success over the last few years. When they've needed a big hit or when a big moment was there, Josh Pearson was in the middle of it, and that's the experience you can't replicate in practice. You have to have that experience in game-like situations, much like a situation here with runners on base.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Pearson, who called for time, granted time by our home plate umpire. Again, Curriell led off with a 4-pitch walk. He's down at second base. Dickinson had the bloop single into shallow right. 1 down, runners first and second, the 2-2 to Pearson. Called strike 3. That one at the letters, got the inner half. Pearson down on strikes. That will record the second out of the inning, and will bring Stephen Milam, highly heralded shortstop for the Tigers, who will bat from the left side, batting .370 on the year. And this is where Milam really, I think, made a name for himself a year ago, Buzzy, and that was certainly down the stretch. Final couple of weeks in SEC play, certainly into the postseason, delivering when ducks are on the pond, so to speak. We'll see here with 2 outs, runners first and second. The pitch, same pitch to Pearson, only this time with a fastball, but same location, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, you're so right, Chris. I remember last year it seemed like that SEC tournament and that regional when they went to Chapel Hill to play the North Carolina regional, how many big hits did he get during those 10-game stretch they played?
The 0-1 down the line, but foul in the left. It will jump into the seats out of play, and it's 0-2.
Tip your hat to Parrish to the at-bat before to Pearson. He actually went with the cutter. He throws a slider and a cutter. That cutter is going to be more the 85, 86 miles an hour. Slider will obviously be a little slower, but he threw that cutter to Josh Pearson, got right underneath his hands and froze him.
0-2 the count to Milam. Chokes up on the bat. Here's the 2-strike approach, and this pitch way upstairs. Peter got loose out of the grip of Parrish, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, pitchers, when they get to 2 strikes, they'll want to change the eye level of the hitter. He wanted to throw that fastball. He went a little too high to Milam. You want to get that more around the chin area, right at the eye level.
The 1-2. Milam fights this one off, sends a foul down the line and left once again, just beyond the new Lowe's seating with the left field bullpen for the visitors. 1 ball, 2 strikes again to Milam. Should he arrive safely, Jake Brown stands on deck. Pretty good 1-2 punch there in the lineup in the 5 and 6 in the order here for Coach Jay Johnson. They've been off to great starts, both sophomore. Here's the 1-2. Milam stays away again. That one a little better with location. He tried to elevate the fastball, but Milam with a better look stays away, and it's 2-2.
Well, then pitchers, again, they like to get it up at that eye level because as a hitter, it looks like you can get to that pitch, but even at 90, 91, it's really hard to get to, much less if you got a guy who can get the velocity up to 94, 95, almost impossible.
Deuce is wild. Here's a swing, high chopper, nice short hop handle by Jenkins at shortstop for the Lions. And he throws easily to Kraska at first base for out number 3. The Tigers, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 2 men on. We've played a full inning here at the box, no score. North Alabama coming to the plate, 4, 5, and 6 due up. Kraska, Wilson, and Scher. Game 1, North Alabama and LSU. Cade Anderson continues his work on the mound. Will face Petey Kraska, the first baseman for the Lions, and the first pitch from Anderson down in the dirt, and it is 1-0. Tigers with a small threat there in the bottom half of the first inning. Pretty good job by Griffin Parrish, I should say, the starting pitcher after a shaky start. As this one's fouled back out of play, and it evens the count 1-1.
Yeah, timely hitting. Tigers had runner in scoring position in the first inning. Their one loss of the year to Omaha, Chris, that was really that was their downfall. They couldn't get the big hit with guys in scoring position, the timely hit.
This time the breaking ball missed inside. Kraska looked at the home plate umpire, tried to lobby that it touched him on the wrist. Home plate umpire Brian Hill not buying, and it's 2-1 now to Kraska, who started his career in Atlanta, Georgia Tech. The redshirt freshman fouls it back into the screen. That'll even the count 2-2. Petey hails from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. And the pitch to the left-hander just a little low. That'll fill the count now, 3-2. Payoff delivery from Anderson, a ground ball towards the second baseman Dickinson, who slides slightly to his right, handles it glove side, throws to first in time, and there's 1 away.
Another good job of Anderson. Kraska gets it to 3-2, but Anderson doesn't give in, goes right after him, pitches to contact, and always talk about, a lot of times I think pitchers try to get too perfect and make too good a pitch. When you get 3-2, make a quality pitch, get it over the plate, and let the hitter try to hit his way on.
Alex Wilson stands in, swings at the first pitch, just a little pop fly into shallow left field. Milam coming over, made the call quickly and gets to it in time for the second out of the inning. So Anderson, after getting the full count on the first at bat, able to get 1 pitch and a second out here against Wilson. So with 2 down, that will bring R.J. Sherwood to the plate for the Lions. Another right-hander. Anderson delivers. Missed inside under the hands, and it's 1-0. Sherwood hails from Canton, Michigan. This time the fastball in for a strike at 94 from Anderson. Right there again. Just missed on that first pitch. This one right on the corner. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that velocity good too. In that first inning, Anderson was 91 miles an hour at 92 here and there, but this one up to 94.
1-1. Strike at the knees right at 94 again, and he gets him ahead 1-2. Sherwood transferring into North Alabama after several seasons at Youngstown State. Anderson again trying to go at the kneecaps and just misses off speed, and it's 2-2.
That was a heck of a pitch, 1-2. I don't know how Sherwood was able to lay off. Ball that caught a lot of the plate just down in the zone. It was a good take and was down, but a really good pitch.
Anderson's 2-2, lifted foul and out of play right side. Jones will give it a look, but it's out of play. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fans scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Find your nearest location or order online in the app. It's Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win. Nobody on, 2 outs, scoreless here, top of the second inning. Sherwood awaits the pitch from Anderson. This one rifled a base hit into left field. Good piece of hitting by Sherwood there. Able to get the first knock against Anderson. And a 2-out single has a runner aboard for the first time tonight early on here for the Lions.
A good at bat by Sherwood. We mentioned he took the pitch down in the zone, but he took this, I believe that was a changeup at 82 miles an hour, just up in the zone. When that changeup stays up, those hitters can get to that pitch. You got to keep that thing down at the knees. But again, Sherwood with a good piece of hitting, good at bat.
Alex Wade now will bat for the first time with 2 outs, a runner on, and Anderson, the lefty, going to throw over and keep an eye on the base runner. He slides back safely in Sherwood. North Alabama, not a huge stealing team. Got a handful of players in the lineup tonight with some stolen bases. There's a strike off speed to make it 0-1 to Alex Wade. Redshirt sophomore out of Decatur, Alabama. So the first base runner of the night for the Lions with 2 down. The 0-1 sails upstairs and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chris, Cade Anderson in the scouting report, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, 4 pitches. A lot of times you'll see guys have that on the scouting report. You don't see them throw it a whole lot in the game. He's thrown all 4 in the game and has been throwing it for strikes, which is impressive.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitched to Wade. Hammered foul back into the screen, right side. That'll get Anderson ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Doug and I talk about it all the time. If you can't throw all the pitches you say you have for strikes 7 out of 10 times, then really no point in calling it. But Anderson seems to have great control over all of them early in this game.
2 outs, runner at first. Beautiful breaking ball across the plate. Froze him up. Wade down on strikes. 3rd punch out for Cade Anderson, and that'll do it for the Lions here in the top of the second inning. They get no runs, 1 hit, they leave 1 man on. Still scoreless. We go to the bottom of the second. Jack here at the box. LSU comes to the plate. Bottom of the second inning. Still no score. Cade Anderson off to a great start. He's relinquished just 1 hit. Has 3 strikeouts as well. As Bryson Parrish out for his second inning of work in a starting role for the Lions. First pitch to Jake Brown. Batting for the first time tonight. A called strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 to Brown. Loaded the bat, but stayed back as it missed low and inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown, another freshman that really got stronger as the year went along last year. Brown off to a good start, batting .343 so far in the early going in 2025. Lets that one miss outside and high. Now 2-1 to Brown. It's Brown, Hernandez, and Reeves. 6, 7, and 8 due up here for the Tigers. Parrish, the 2-1 pitch, and it's lifted foul back behind us and out of play, and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, the guys last year that really hit late in the year, it was Larson, it was Brown, Braswell, and Milam really came on late, and that's where LSU had their success. You heard Coach Jay Johnson, he talked about he was so disappointed that they couldn't get out of that regional because he thought they were playing so great at that time.
Just missed outside. Good take that time by Brown. That'll fill the count now, 3-2. Brown with 3 doubles so far on the season to go along with 5 runs batted in. Payoff pitch from Parrish. That was a nasty one. Breaking ball broke in at the hands. Brown with no swing, down on strikes, and Parrish again started the game 5 straight balls after walking the leadoff hitter, but now records his 2nd strikeout, 1 away, and we'll see Luis Hernandez, the Tiger catcher.
Well, Parrish may be starting to settle in a little bit. That was an off-speed pitch, as you mentioned, Chris. 3-2. That takes some guts to do that, and threw it right over the heart of the plate.
Pitch to Hernandez. Big swing, lifted foul. First base territory. Kraska coming in. The catcher Delgado with room, but it comes back in on him. He falls down. He can't hold on. Hit the bottom of the mitt, but he could not squeeze it. That will allow Hernandez to stay alive and swing again. It's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, always going to be a tough play for the catcher. They've got a different glove than everyone else, and you want that glove when you're catching a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but it makes it difficult on pop-ups when that ball's moving around. You're trying to get underneath it. Really, if a first baseman can get to that ball, that's a lot easier play for a corner infielder.
The 0-1 Hernandez. Hammered but foul down the line and left. It'll catch the screen at the bullpen. And Hernandez falls behind 0-2. Again, there wasn't a lot of wind at the moment. There's a slight breeze, but on that first foul in the air, just kind of came back on Delgado, unable to make the play. There's a swing and a miss. He chased a slider outside. Hernandez down on strikes, and now there's 2 gone. It's amazing how pitchers, you learn over the years, Buzzy, not to take the first couple of pitches to heart. You love it when you come out there and you're throwing strikes, but that was not the case for Parrish tonight, but he settled in. I know it's still early on in the game, but now finding the strike zone after it eluded him early on in the first couple of at-bats. And there's a strike to Tanner Reeves, and it's 0-1.
Well, it's a guy who's had experience. He's pitched a lot over these last 4 years, and last year he had a 3.58 ERA, so he's had success. He knows how to pitch, and maybe just getting those jitters out here early in the game.
There's a strike at the knees, and now he works ahead of Reeves, 0-2. Tanner getting the start tonight at third base, the junior, batting .211 on the season. 2 outs, nobody on, and Parrish, the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, going to be a base hit. Sneaks through the 4-hole by Jonathan Lane, and a 2-out single by Tanner Reeves. Keeps the inning going here for the Tigers.
Yeah, Tanner Reeves came in on the Tuesday game against North Dakota State. He had no hits, but he hit a couple balls really hard. One to right field, one to center field. Had some good at-bats and has been having good at-bats and gets to start tonight. That's going to be an interesting spot to watch, the third base spot with Michael Braswell. We know what he did last year. They both play really good defense. Reeves may have a little more power, but that'll be a good one to watch all year.
Throw over to first, almost got away from Parrish, but Kraska able to reach up and grab it as he kept an eye on Tanner Reeves. We'll see Stanfield at the plate, batting in the 9-hole tonight. 2 outs, runner at first. And another quick turn and throw. And again, just getting back is Tanner Reeves with a head-first slide. Stanfield, as I mentioned, batting .357, .353 so far this year with 2 outs in the inning. Parrish fires. And a nice pitch called strike off speed, and it's 0-1.
Parrish has got a good feel for that slider at the moment.
Been great watching Stanfield in the field at center field. There's a lot of fields there. Saw him do it for Auburn for a couple of seasons, as that one's down in the dirt. Blocked up nicely by Delgado, but it evens a count 1-1.
I can't remember what game it was, Chris, but he made a heck of a catch in that left center gap on a ball that didn't think anybody could get to.
Runner at first, the 1-1. Miss low. Fastball out of the zone by Parrish, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. It covers a lot of real estate out there in center field and the alleys. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Again outside, but a great job by Delgado, who rises and slides to his right. Able to block it. Keep Reeves at first base. And make no mistake, Chris Stanfield's defense, along with his offense, but his defense certainly made an impression on Jay Johnson. A couple of matchups against Auburn. 3-1 the count to Stanfield with 2 outs and a runner at first. The runner goes. It's a ground ball just inside the third base bag. Mishandled by Loving. He had it in the glove, but on the exchange, he can't make the throw. Everybody's safe first and second, so Stanfield more than likely going to arrive here on a fielding error by the third baseman. Again, not particularly hit hard. It was right at Bryant Loving. And again, he was able to glove it. May have just started to come out of the glove, Buzzy, when he tried to make the exchange, or just a bad exchange altogether, but nonetheless could not elicit a throw, and Stanfield going to make that a tough play anyway with his speed down the first base line.
Well, they always say speed never goes into a slump, and that's the good thing about Stanfield is even if he's not seeing the ball well or hitting it great, if he puts the ball in play, he's going to put pressure on the defense.
Back to the top of the order, Curiel, who got aboard on a leadoff walk back in the first inning, takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. It's 1-0. So now the Tigers again, much like in the bottom of the first inning, semi-threat here, runners first and second, though 2 outs. Open stance by Curiel. The pitch to the left-hander again misses low, and it's now 2-0. Fans Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana, proud to be the official health insurance of LSU Athletics. Louisiana Blue. Live Louisiana. We got you. Opportunity here for the Tigers, albeit with 2 outs. turn and throw back to second to check on Reeves, but a couple of steps, he's easily back on the bag.
So to answer your question earlier, Chris, I'm going to tell you, this was a guy before your time, and not many Tiger fans may know him, but Curiel's a little bit bigger than he was, but J.C. Holt back in the early 2000s is who Curiel reminds me of. Speed, center, can play the outfield.
Pitch inside, brushes him off the plate, and it's now 3-0. And again, it was a straight 4-ball count to Curiel to start the bottom of the first inning. And right now, Parrish battling a 3-0 count for the highly heralded freshman, Derek Curiel from West Covina, California. Pitch is high and inside, and he'll receive his second walk. That's going to load the bases now for LSU, and a big-time opportunity for Jared Jones, who comes to the plate. You can sense it and hear it from the crowd as they see the Bear leave the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Jones with 2 home runs in Wednesday night's 10-run rule over North Dakota State. And what Jones did so well, we were just talking about it. We had the great Skip Burtman up here. He talked about Tommy White, how he was so good at hitting the ball out of the ballpark the opposite way. And good power hitters can do that. Jared Jones, right on cue, hits the ball out to right field. He did that again in his second at-bat, so it was fun to watch.
First pitch to the Bear. Big swing, launched in the air, but again may have just gotten underneath it. Wilson coming over into left center. And the Lions center fielder makes the play for out number 2. So the Tigers get no runs, 1 hit. They leave 3 men on. 2 costly errors, but it didn't lead to top of the third inning coming your way. And no score. Kate Anderson fires the first delivery. First at bat of the night for Bryant Loving, the third baseman for the Lions of North Alabama. Swing and a miss way out in front, and it's 0-1. So far, Anderson tonight's given up 1 hit through his 2 innings of work. That one, not sure where it missed, not by much, but ruled ball 1. Evens the count to Loving now, 1-1. Anderson working quickly. Pitch inside, make it 2 balls and 1 strike. You mentioned, Buzzy, that Anderson may be one of the faster working pitchers consistently, although I will say LSU really doesn't have a lot of people who waste time on the mound as this pitch sails outside to make it 3-1. And you mentioned defense likes that. Again, there's not a whole lot of standing around. They pretty much break the stance for a few seconds and then right back into a defensive stance.
Well, with the new time clock, I mean, you got to be semi-quick these days, but he is really quick.
Swing and a miss. He fills the count now 3-2 to Loving, who comes into the game batting .214 on the season. Lefty on righty matchup here. The payoff pitch. Rears back. Fires the fastball at 94 and a called strike 3. Kate Anderson with his 4th punch out of the night. 1 gone here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, North Alabama came in as a team hitting .211, and when you're hitting as a team .211, you get to the 8-hole full count. You go with the old number 1. Kate Anderson reared back and split the middle of the plate, the inside part of the plate. That was a really good pitch, full count.
Leighton Jenkins out of Collinsville, Mississippi, a right-hander, stands in. With 1 down, Anderson, after laying down the bunt, it's going to hit the first base bag, and then a barehanded catch as it caroms straight up off the bag, and Jared Jones reaches up, grabs it, and records the second out of the inning. That one almost became disaster. It was a very well-hit bunt right down the first base line, started to tail to the right towards the bag, and may have caught Buzzy just the front right corner of the first base bag, went straight up into the air. Jared Jones, again, didn't panic, just waited for it, grabbed it out of the air with a bare hand. Of course, the second out of the inning. And that will bring Jonathan Lane atop the order, who's 0 for 1, was a strikeout victim to Anderson to start the game. And the first pitch off speed, missing for ball 1, 1-0. Anderson's 1-0. Beautiful breaking pitch. And it's 1-1 as he finds the strike zone.
Yeah, in hindsight, Jones probably wish he would have charged it and caught that ball in front of the bag, but LSU got a lucky break with the ball bouncing right up to Jones, and he was standing on the bag when he caught it.
You mentioned right now Anderson using his entire repertoire of pitches. Missed on that fastball, a little low, now 2-1. But boy, is he changing speeds very quickly. Comes back with a heater. It's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2.
Well, it's hard enough to hit a guy throwing 94 miles an hour. You mix in a few different pitches, it almost becomes impossible.
2 outs, the 2-2, staying alive with a foul into the screen. And Anderson comes right back with 3 straight fastballs, and Lane able to stay alive with the foul touch, and it's now still 2-2. Nobody on and 2 outs. Scoreless game. Top of the third. Anderson fires. Little tapper, much more than a swinging bunt, charging in, and Reeves takes it on the short hop. But he was playing well behind the third base bag and wisely puts it in his pocket, doesn't force a throwing error. Let's credit Lane, who was really hustling up the first base line. He'll arrive safely with a 2-out infield single.
Yeah, Lane, the leadoff hitter, he can run as well. So that was going to be tough. Reeves could have been playing in on the grass, and I think it would have been a bang play at first. You said it best, Chris. Reeves was well back at third base. There was no chance, and actually a good job by Reeves of just putting the ball in his back pocket.
Now we'll see Nash Rippon again. The left-hander awaits. Anderson going to throw over to first and almost caught the runner in Lane, napping him a little late, reacting to the move by Anderson, but able to just get back to the bag. Lane is one of the few Lions with the stolen base. In fact, he's 2 of 3 on the season. Anderson fires to the plate, and a swing and a miss. Pitch just tailed away to the left-hander, missed under the bat, and it's 0-1.
Anderson's next pitch will be his 40th pitch of the night.
Ken Lane will take a 3-step lead off of first. Anderson fires to the plate, and it just missed the outer corner. Evens it up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rippon caught looking his first time up. Anderson with 2 punch outs there in the top of the first inning. So far, 4 on the night. And now Anderson, I think, asking for time, having some trouble maybe with the digital watch that relays the pitch calls from Nate Yeske and Jay Johnson, but appears to be all right. He gets a little extra time. They reset the pitch clock, and now the 1-1. First, another throw over. Lane barely off the bag, steps back easily, and it's still 1-1 to Nash Rippon.
We told you he had the season high 10 strikeouts against Kansas State last Friday in Frisco, Texas. He's 13 is his career high. That was last year against Southeastern.
1-1, swing and a miss. Gets Anderson ahead 1-2. Anderson trying to get a lift here from the Tiger faithful. With 2 outs, a runner at first, no score. Another quick throw, and again, almost had Lane leaning, but he's able to get back with a head-first slide. Rippon now batting an even 200 on the year. Anderson's 1-2. Missed low, runner goes. Hernandez, I don't think saw him initially. Got a good jump lane in with a stolen base as the throw coming down late. That'll be the 3rd stolen base of the year for the speedster Jonathan Lane, and it gets the Lions their first runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So now Anderson going to try to dial in against Nash Rippon in a scoreless game to get the Tigers back in the dugout. Here's the 2-2 from Anderson. Breaking ball, but a foul bouncer down the third base line. Evens the count 2-2. Well, some chase thrills, others drive it. With the 2025 Tundra and Tacoma, adventures at every turn. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer. Visit Toyota.com today. Adventure, it's what we share. 2 outs, runner at second, scoreless game, top of the third. 2-2 count. Pitch to Rippon. Got him to chase upstairs with a high shelf fastball. 5th strikeout of the night for Anderson. And the smooth operator slowly makes his way to the dugout. So the Lions come away no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1 man on. We go to the bottom of the third. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers so far, no runs, 2 hits. For the Lions of North Alabama, no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors in the field. Bryson Parrish begins his 3rd inning of work. So far giving up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Dickinson leads it off, and the pitch misses away, 1-0. Daniel had the bloop single into shallow right field back in the 1st inning. Left stranded. 1-0 for Parrish. Little nubber ground ball to the shortstop. Going to be picked up And over to first, the throw by Jenkins in time to record a quick out, number 1 here at the bottom of the third. Baseball fans, remember, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the home run celebrations this season. So whether you're buying or selling baseball tickets, SeatGeek, the place to do it. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. Expect the expected. That's SeatGeek. Now time going to be called. Jay Johnson, after Josh Pearson made his way to the box, batter's box. He's going to call one of those offensive timeouts. Bring him over, talk it over with both Pearson, Milam, and now joining the party is Jake Brown. So they'll huddle up around the Tiger skipper here, talk it over with 1 out, nobody on, and a scoreless game.
Yeah, and Jay Johnson sees Parrish getting a little too comfortable out on that mound. A quick out here in the bottom of the third. You see Jay Johnson do this a lot over these last few years, called those offensive timeouts.
Serving 2 purposes. Slowing the pitcher down a little bit and just kind of going over the scenario with the hitters. So we'll see what Pearson decides to do here, again with 1 out. Got the third baseman Loving playing in just on the infield cut. Big swing and a bouncer foul down the first base line. Sets up Pearson 0-1.
I got to tell you, Chris, we bragged about Anderson, and he's got all control of all his pitches. Parrish has really done a good job of mixing and matching himself and throwing the cutter, the fastball, and the breaking pitch. And he's throwing them for strikes as well.
Time called there as they have to go all the way down into the corner beyond the low seating and right to pick up the foul baseball. 0-1 the count to Pearson. Pearson was caught looking on a pitch inside last time up. Good eye here. It's that one missing for ball 1, 1-1. Again, a great crowd on hand here for the opening game of this series. Plenty of folks out of the Community Coffee Diamond Deck in right as the 1-1 sails in low. Now 2-1 to Pearson. Grandstands for the most part full tonight. And a good group out there in the Bartlett Group left field landing. Two-one delivery to Pearson. That one a called strike. Evens the count 2-2.
Get more action too on LSU's campus. The LSU gymnastics team is taking on the Georgia Bulldogs over in the PMAC. So you're right, a good crowd knowing that gymnastics is going on too.
2-2, a good take by Pearson. That one just breaking a little inside and low to fill the count 3-2. Got a nice wave from our buddy Corey out there in the left field landing. Staple out there in left field. Payoff delivery. Pearson swings and it's hit back foul into the backstop.
Does Corey have the glove out there? Could you see? Or he abandoned it?
Oh, I gotta believe the glove somewhere nearby. Looks like they have several out there with gloves, just in case. For this team, good chance there may be a baseball coming your way out in the left field landing. And in the diamond deck and right, for that matter, as Pearson absolutely rips into one, but it's foul down the right field line, headed towards the hitting center in right. Catches the roof, and it's still 3-2. Well, that was an explosive swing by Pearson.
Well, Pearson hunting a fastball. He got it up in the zone and just was a little out in front of it. And the Tigers are up 1-0.
Fans just like Josh Pearson knock it out of the park with LSU Online and continuing education. First LSU Online home run of the night. It's a 1-0 LSU lead here in the bottom of the third, and with 1 out, that will bring Stephen Milam to the plate. Pitch low for ball 1, 1-0.
Well, I hope somebody in right field brought their glove, Chris, because that was hit right into the stands, multiple rows up.
Well, they had plenty of time to get the glove if it wasn't on their hand. That one a mile high into the air. There's a strike to Milam, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 from Parrish. Upstairs missing now 2-1. And he just hasn't had the location. He's missed on a couple of occasions trying to get Steven to chase upstairs. And that one a fastball, as you said, maybe visor high, and Milam stays away. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that one just off the outside corner. A good take by Milam, and it's 3-1. Hitters count now for the sophomore out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
That was a good changeup from Parrish. That's the pitch that as a pitcher, you want it to be called a strike. As a hitter, you don't. It's a perfect spot, but a little low.
This one inside, too far inside, and it's ball 4. Parrish gives up his third base on balls, and with 1 out, Monster Milam heads to first, and we'll see Jake Brown come to the plate.
Delgado behind the plate for North Alabama. I don't think he was agreeing with home plate umpire Brian Hale too much on those last couple pitches. Kind of turned around and looked for confirmation as to, where were those pitches.
So Milam with a lead off of first. Parrish, the right-hander, looks over. Now comes Set. Working from the stretch, the pitch to Brown. And on the hands, and that one catches the corner with a fastball, and it's 0-1.
Milam does not have a stolen base on the year. He doesn't have an attempt either.
Brown steadies the bat. Parrish glances over to first. Now the 0-1 to the plate. Inside and gets away from Delgado, and that will allow Milam to easily reach down to second base. So with 1 out, the Tigers, another runner in scoring position here. Again, wasn't an egregious pitch as much. Again, it was a left-handed batter, so Delgado had to kind of navigate Brown, his bat, and a pitch inside. But I'm going to rule that a wild pitch, and it allows Milam to reach second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake Brown caught looking his first time up to Parrish. The pitch. Nice one under the hands, inside corner off speed, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch at 85, that's that cutter that we told you about. He'll throw the slider and the cutter. That cutter is mid-80s.
Setting up across the middle of the plate. Delgado takes the pitch, but it's first fouled. Attempts to take the pitch, but Brown fouls it towards the lows down the line in right. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A reminder, fans, when the Tigers win, you win. Enter promo code LSU50 the day after an LSU baseball victory, and you'll receive 50% off your online pizza order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. You know it. It's Papa John's. Runner at second, 1 out, a 1-0 LSU lead. And the 1-2 to Brown. In the dirt, blocked up by Delgado. Milam thought about it, but Stephen quickly scampers back to the second base bag, and it's a 2-2 count to Brown. Josh Pearson got the Tigers on the board with a 1-out monster shot to right field. His first home run of the season, and it's a 1-0 ball game here. LSU would like to add more with Milam now in scoring position. See if Jake Brown can find something to hit.
Trades places with Milam. And the Tigers are still cooking here in the bottom of the third.
LSU still threatening. Brown at second base. Hernandez at the plate. The first pitch. Slap, base hit into left field. Going to be fielded by Sherwood. They'll hold Brown up at third. So a single by Hernandez, his first hit of the night. The Tigers now with 2 runs on 5 hits and runners on the corners with 1 out. That'll bring Tanner Reeves to the plate.
The Tigers getting some good swings off of Parrish. Parrish all around the zone. They're starting to figure that out, being aggressive early. And they get a pitch over the white. That was a healthy cut by Hernandez.
So now we'll see Reeves, who had a single back in the second inning. Tigers starting to get solid contact off the starter, Bryson Parrish. Brown at third, Hernandez with a lead off first, and the throw over to first, as Hernandez only had about a 2-step lead off the base. Slides back safely.
Parrish and senior outfielder Jonathan Lane were named the North Alabama team captains for this year. Again, Parrish, their Friday night guy.
That one just off the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Reeves, and it's 1-0.
They came into the game, North Alabama did, with a 3.91 team ERA, which is, this day and age, not horrible, under 4. It's doing pretty good.
1-0 inside, making 2 balls, no strikes.
And you talked about it, Chris. I mean, they're 3-8, but their losses, they're in every game. Really, the only game they got semi-blown out was the UAB game. They lost 10-2, but got some nice wins and played 2 SEC teams, Tennessee and Auburn, very closely.
Reeves awaits. Runner goes to second. Big swing and a miss. Delgado will scoop it up, fake the throw to second. That will allow Hernandez into second base. So with 1 out now, runners second and third, and a 2-1 count to Tanner Reeves. And one of the things that has stood out so far for this LSU team, maybe differently in the first couple of seasons for Jay Johnson, is the aggressive nature of reading pitches down in the dirt.
A little more power into this lineup. Tanner Reeves drives it out to right center. Good piece of hit.
Stanfield at the bottom of the order now, again with the bases clear after the 3-run homer. Just over the wall and right. First pitch missing to Stanfield. It's 1-0. Parrish fires. This one a strike. Say at the letters. Maybe caught the corner. Maybe they ruled Stanfield went around. Chris was trying to get out of the way. Nonetheless, it's a 1-1 count. There's a strike down the middle at the knees. And Parrish off speed. Gets ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Pearson with the solo shot to make it 1-0. And the double by Brown scoring Milam. The Stanfield reaches down, launches it to left field, but right at A.J. Sherwood. And he'll move to his left a couple of steps, make the play for the second out of the inning. 2 men aboard at second and third. The second LSU Online home run of the night to make it a 5-0 LSU lead. 5 runs on 6 hits now. To the top of the order we go. Derek Curiel, and now the Lions going to institute the defensive shift. They'll move Leighton Jenkins, the shortstop, to right of second base. Jonathan Lane just playing on the outfield grass in shallow right center. Hugging the line behind the bag is Petey Kraska at first. First pitch off speed, a strike to Curiel, and it's 0-1. Curiel tonight, a couple of walks in the first and in the second. Pitch is low, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of good at-bats this inning. Even the outs have been hard. Stanfield, the previous hitter, hit that ball right on the button to left field.
1-1 misses off the plate outside. Now 2-1 to Curiel. Parrish, the 2-1 pitch. Curiel popped it up into center field. Coming in, Wilson settles under it, and he'll have it for out number 3. But the Tigers do some damage. 5 runs on 4 hits. They leave nobody on. It's a 5-0 LSU lead after 3. The plate leading things off will be Delgado, the catcher. Cade Anderson now back on the mound, starting his 4th inning of work. His Tigers give him a 5-0 lead thanks to a couple of home runs, a solo shot by Josh Pearson, a 3-run blast by Tanner Reeves, along with an RBI double from Jake Brown. The Tigers putting up 5 runs tonight so far on 6 hits. That one fouled down the first base line by Delgado, and it's 0-2. So Anderson works ahead early here. This one upstairs. Delgado stays away. Lions catcher 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop Milam his first time up back in the first inning. The 1-2. That one down the middle for a called strike. Fastball in for Anderson. That will be a half dozen strikeouts on the night. And 1 gone here in the top of the 4th inning. It's a smash hit. It just made platinum status. Scratch your way to the top and play Hit 100 from the lottery. Hitting it big with $100 prizes. Must be at least 21 to purchase. See the first baseman, Petey Kraska, left-hander, grounded out to the second baseman, Dickinson, his first and only time up tonight. First pitch off speed and a strike from Anderson. It's 0-1.
You got to love Anderson coming out in the top of the 4th after his team gives him 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd and going right at the 3-hole hitter. Got the meat of the order up for North Alabama.
Big swing, popped up in the air, foul, third base side. Reeves coming over, has room near the line, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Goes right after the 4-hole hitter Kraska too, and that's what you want to see. Doug and I talk about that all the time from a momentum standpoint. You've got all the momentum now. In order to keep it, your pitcher needs to go out there and hang that zero, hang that goose egg the next half inning, and Anderson 1 out away from doing that.
We'll see Alex Wilson swing and a miss, and Anderson continues to work ahead. It's 0-1. The 0-1 sent back foul into the screen, and Anderson quickly ahead, 0-2.
this is where you still want to pitch now. 0-2, you got 2 quick outs. Don't try to go right at him with an 0-2 count. Try to elevate a fastball or put that curveball in the dirt.
Ooh, just missing off speed there from Anderson, who thought maybe he'd get the call. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's a lot of faith in the umpire by Alex Wilson there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Anderson fires. A late swing, but he got a piece to stay alive. Fouled right side. Still 1-2. Fans, Dudley DeBosier, they stand up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. 5-0 LSU leads, top of the 4th. Nobody on, 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Alex Wilson, the right-handed hitter. Anderson's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him at 94 miles an hour. Strikeout number 7 for Anderson. Makes quick work of the Lions here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, nobody touches base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. LSU come. The Bear, Jared Jones, will lead it off for the Tigers here as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. LSU leading 5-0 over North Alabama in game 1. Jones takes the first pitch off speed from Bryson Parrish, and it's a called strike. It's 0-1. Jones tonight, a couple of fly ball outs to center field. Again, the wind died down here after being a little breezy early on. Big swing, tough bounce, but right at the third baseman Loving. The throw a little behind the bag, but a nice stretch by Kraska to record the first out of the inning on the 5-3 ground out. So quickly 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. LSU women's basketball making their debut in the SEC basketball tournament later this evening. In fact, just moments away from tip-off. Florida getting the win last night, advancing to take on the number 3 seed LSU Tigers in the SEC tournament. Game you can catch on 100.7 here in Baton Rouge. Patrick Wright. They tip off in just a few moments. Showing bunt will be Dickinson. He'll pull it back, the pitch outside, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, Dickinson comes into the game, has found his groove and strikes. LSU being aggressive with him.
We'll see Josh Pearson, who got the scoring started with a solo shot to the diamond deck in right back in the 3rd inning. First pitch a strike, and it's 0-1. His activity now starting to move down in the Lion bullpen. A right-hander up and throwing. We'll get you their name in just a moment. Now we've got time called by our third base umpire. Clayton Ham calling for time, as looks like something thrown onto the field in right. And they'll go out and retrieve that, toss it right back into the diamond deck. Surely that was accidental. Nope, there it comes again. They threw the baseball back. Okay, that's interesting. We have some Lion fans out there in the diamond deck.
One more time, we might have to see who it is.
Yeah, this time they're not going to get it back. They'll just keep it down on the field. See, the ball girl thought they wanted a souvenir. She went out, retrieved it, tossed it back up, and what do you know? It comes right back out on the field. So that one will stay in the LSU arsenal. Here's the 0-1 to Pearson. Slap, line drive, but right at Kraska, who just had to steady his feet, put out the glove, and make the grab on a hot line drive down the first base line. 2 gone.
Yeah, you got number 45, Chris, in North Alabama's bullpen. That's our right-hander, John Allen Stogner, getting loose.
So now with 2 gone, nobody on, we'll see Stephen Milam. Milam aboard on a walk, came around to score on that double from Jake Brown back in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to the shortstop, Jenkins, his first time up. Pitch from Parrish misses outside, and it's 1-0. Peel, scratch, and win some cash. Heat things up with crawfish from the lottery. You could win up to $3,000. Remember, it must be at least 21 to purchase. 1 ball, no strikes. Milam awaits. Left-hander looks. Pitch from Parrish is low. Now makes it 2 balls, no strikes. Tigers 6 runs on 7 hits. 5 runs in the 3rd, 1 so far here in the 4th as Milam pops this one up. Should be playable up the first base line. Who wants it? Looks like Parrish is going to try it, and the pitcher in foul territory cannot make the play. He signaled off Delgado, who struggled earlier. The catcher missed on a foul ball in the first base side earlier in the game, and this time he allowed his pitcher to make the call, but he could not make the play, and it falls harmlessly onto the turf, and a 2-1 count will bring Milam back to the plate to swing again.
Yeah, they can make an instructional video these last 3 games of pop-up communication between catcher, first baseman, and pitcher. Typically, you never want your pitcher trying to catch a pop-up. Catcher, as we talked about earlier, is a tough thing to do with the glove. If the corner infielders can get to it, that's just an easier play for them.
2-1. Sails outside. Now make it 3-1. Not easy for pitchers unless you're one of those infield slash pitchers like Buzzy Heidel. then you have all the faith and confidence in the world. Tyson Parrish, we'll see the head coach, Jad Prakniak, make his way out to the mound, and then they'll make a call to the bullpen. They'll bring in the right-hander. Pitching change powered by Sunshine. If you need a game-changing upgrade, fans, trust Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana, to keep your home turf in tip-top shape. We'll tell you about the new Lion pitcher. Again, the Tigers. 7-0 they lead. Bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs, nobody on when we return. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana, we know that every great game starts with a perfect field. Our equipment, whether it's a mower or a tractor, we can ensure your grass is always game day ready, so you can focus on making memories. Because at the end of the day, it's more than just a game. It's about the community, the joy, and the LSU traditions. Visit sunequip.com to get the best starting lineup of John Deere equipment. Sunshine is a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics.
Alabama.
Brown had the RBI double back in the 3rd inning. There's a first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1.
Stogner getting his 3rd appearance this year. He's not giving up a run in 2 innings, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He's going to be 86 to 88 miles an hour with the fastball. His curveball is his best secondary pitch.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Maybe just got a piece. Nonetheless, Brown falls behind in the count, 0-2.
Stogner will throw a slider. It'll work more like a cutter. He started 9 games last year for North Alabama, made 12 appearances. So another guy that does have some experience.
2 outs, nobody on. The 0-2. Brown, a ground ball. A worm burner after a high bounce in the grass. Makes its way to Jonathan Lane. He'll pick it up, throw to first in time for out number 3. But the Tigers add 2 more. It'll be R.J. Sherwood, grad student out of Canton, Michigan, a right-hander. As Kate Anderson begins, blows this one by him at 93 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. This one fouled back over the first base dugout, out of play. And Anderson works ahead quickly, 0-2.
Anderson approaching 60 pitches on the night. He's at 57. Fastball still got some life to it.
Just missed the outer half with a fastball. As you said, still right around 94 miles an hour. After starting the game, Posey, as you pointed out, around 92, 93. Suddenly now it's consistently at 94. Again, a late swing, but fighting off the pitch. Again, a fastball at 95. R.J. Sherwood stays alive as he fouls it down the first base line. Still 1-2 the count. Sherwood on the night. Had a base hit back in the 2nd inning, left stranded. Anderson's 1-2. And another swing and a foul into the screen. Anderson ready to work. The 1-2 pitch. Off speed, swing and a miss. Had him all shook up. Anderson with yet another punch out. His 8th of the night, 1 away here at the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring Alex Wade to the plate, who was caught looking by Anderson his first time up back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, again, very impressive by Anderson tonight with the command of all the pitches. The fastball's got good life, and he's working it in and out, and real good command of every all-speed pitch.
Misses inside on the first offering to Wade, and it's 1-0.
And with this report, Anderson's slider is his best secondary, but he's been throwing the curveball and working in that changeup.
There's a swing and a miss. Fastball at 95, starting to get a little more velo here, even though he's up to 63 pitches thrown. 1-1 now, the count to Wade. That one a strike at the knees. 95 solid with the hammer, and it's 1-2. Anderson last Friday in Frisco went 5 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Ahead in the count here, the 1-2. Tried to nibble the inside corner, just missed. Steady diet of fastballs thrown to Alex Wade. It evens a count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and anytime he always is competing. Even the balls are right there to be called. You know, it's those 50-50 balls we call them.
This one a breaking ball, fouled back, catches the overhang behind us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains to Wade.
All around the zone is Anderson.
This one got loose.
I talked him into that one.
Outside and high to fill the count 3-2 now to Alex Wade. Transferred into North Alabama from Pearl River Community College. Beautiful Poplarville, Mississippi. This one fastball challenged, but fouled back into the screen. Still 3-2 the count.
It's an easy 95 as well. I mean, he's not all arms and elbows. It's smooth, easy delivery, and it's coming right at you.
At the moment, just a slight breeze, really not pushing the flags around all that much. There's a ground ball bouncer, but foul down the third base line off the bat of Brian Lovey. And it's 0-1 to the Lion third baseman. It's caught looking by Anderson, one of 8 strikeouts tonight. Again, 1 away, nobody on. The 0-1 down the middle at the belt, and it's strike 2.
Don't get me wrong, everybody loves a good pitcher's duel from time to time, but I think a lot of people, if you ask them when they come to the ballpark, they want to see the balls leave the yard.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. That time sped him up, had it a little elevated, about letter high. 9th strikeout of the night. Cade Anderson, 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning.
I like that from Anderson too. I mean, first real adversity of the night, gives up the solo homer, but you got a 7-run lead. Give up the solo homer, that's fine. Get right back in there, get the next guy out. He's able to do that.
Jenkins stands in. The pitch misses inside at the knees, and it's 1-0. Jenkins grounded out. Had that little slow roller hit the first base bag that Jared Jones handled back in the 3rd inning. This one again inside. They appeal down to first, and Michael Lusky says no, he did not go around, and it's 2-0.
Starting to get a little moving around down in LSU's bullpen. Nobody quite throwing yet.
Fouled back off the bat of Jenkins. Moves the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, the personnel down there. Nobody up and throwing or stretching at the moment. Again, that pitch count now. 75 pitches thrown by Anderson. This will be pitch number 76 with 2 outs. Top of the 5th. And another foul off the bat of Jenkins. Evens a count 2-2.
Chris, Doug, and I were able to, before the game on Wednesday, go down to the bullpen and get a tour from Coach Jamie Tutko. It's pretty cool down there.
I was going to say, probably works well for you and Duder down there. This one popped up on the infield. Anderson calling for it. Slightly up the first base line, but Jared Jones going to come in and overreach and make the grab for out number 3. A little confusion there as Anderson and Jones give each other a little wink and a smile as they make their way back to the dugout. Luckily, no collision, and luckily, Bear able to hold on for out number 3 as Anderson yielded and falls down on the ground. But John Allen Stogner continues, second pitcher of the night for the Lions. First time he'll face Hernandez, and the first delivery a strike with a fastball, and it's 0-1. Hernandez, a strikeout victim to the starter Parrish back in the 2nd inning, but then a single and scored a run in that 3rd where the Tigers plated 5 runs, breaking a scoreless game. Stogner's 0-1 pitch, sent back foul into the screen. Hernandez behind in the count, 0-2. Fans, find out how you can build a better workday every day with Cintas. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. With an 0-2 count now, they'll shift the defense left of second base. They move Jonathan Lane, the second baseman, so 3 infielders to the left side of the diamond. The 0-2 to Hernandez, just got a piece of it, rolls it back to the backstop, stays alive with an 0-2 count.
Hernandez was a part of the Puerto Rico national team over the summer, actually in September of 2024, won a silver medal in China. He hit .350 there with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs, and of course hit 23 homers last year for Indiana State, was a first-team All-Missouri Valley Conference selection. So a guy that's done it for a little while.
Looks like we've got some equipment issues with the catcher Matthew Delgado and his digital watch that relays the signals in from his head coach and pitching coach, so they'll exchange that.
Yeah, the things you didn't have to worry about 10 years ago was how you got the pitch selection in. It was really no coaches give signs anymore. It's just look at the band and listen for the coach over the speaker.
Nothing in 2. The count to Hernandez. Pitch. Missed low and got away from Delgado. Make it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Going to be interesting. We talked about it the opening weekend of the season. Really, there's been a conversation since, Buzzy, about again having multiple catchers at the disposal, something that Jay Johnson said he learned his lesson in year 1. So you want to see how they settle into the most part everyday catchers. This one misses away and low to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you always need a couple guys that, especially over the course of a long year and a long weekend where maybe one guy's legs are tired, and give him a day off.
2-2 missile shot towards the scoreboard and left, high and deep. This one's gone. Luis Hernandez, home run number 1. Bunch of Tigers tonight getting their first round tripper. Another LSU online home run for the Tigers. They get the run back with 1 swing of the bat by Hernandez with a leadoff homer to left, and it's 8-1 LSU.
Well, if it goes a foot over the fence or 40 foot over the fence, they all count the same, but they are a little more impressive when they're hit so far. And Luis Hernandez absolutely demolishes this baseball, hanging breaking ball. Really didn't hang a ton. It wasn't a terrible pitch, and Hernandez goes down and gets it. And that's the power that we talked about from Indiana State last year with the 23 homers. He hits his first one in a Tiger uniform.
5th home run of the night for the Tigers. Another solo shot for LSU. We'll see Tanner Reeves, who had the 3-run bomb over the right center field fence, and he will absolutely scoot this one down into the corner and right on the first pitch he sees, and the ball gets away from Alex Wade. He'll have to chase it down at the track. Sliding in safely is Reeves. It'll be a double for Reeves. He would have made it whether or not Wade mishandled it. In fact, Wade did a pretty good job after running into trouble over there in that tight area in the right field corner to pick it up quickly. Otherwise, I thought when it got away from him, Buzzy, there may be a chance for 3, but a good recovery by Wade to get the ball back in time.
Well, Reeves with a single, a home run, now a double. They always say the hardest part of the hitting for the cycle is the triple. I think the fans had a clue on that. They were wanting him to keep picking them up, putting them down, and give a chance for a triple. That way his next at bat would have only been a double away, but nonetheless, good piece of hitting, and Reeves stays hot.
Still nobody out. And we'll see Stanfield showing bunt, and it's a foul down the third base line. Stanfield bunting for a single, obviously, as well as trying to get Reeves over to third base, but a foul will make it 0-1. Stanfield will pick up the lumber and come back to the plate.
Yeah, that was what my old coach Manera would call the quasi bunt. That was you said it best. It was a perfect description. I'm laying the bunt down, trying to get the guy over, but also if I can get the bunt down and get it as a hit and become safe at first base, then kind of the best of both worlds.
0-1 the count to Stanfield. Stogner looks back to second, looks again, now brings it to the plate, and a swing and a miss. Stanfield couldn't catch up to the 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2. We mentioned Wade having some trouble navigating that double down the right field line, and that's one of the things both LSU and opponents who are used to coming to the box, a la the SEC, they'll have to deal with that this year. It's a little different playing it down the line. Stanfield swats this one to center, but hangs up long enough for Alex Wilson to get underneath it in center field to record the first out of the inning. Reeves makes his way back to second base.
Well, in a weekend series, most teams show up on a Thursday. They've got a Thursday night practice, and then series start on a Friday. Or if you got a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you show up on a Wednesday. That would be one of my things as a coach. If I show up to a ballpark and I see the wall going out to almost getting into fair territory, I'd get my outfielders out there and start hitting fungos off of it just to kind of get some repetition of what the ball's going to do.
Got a lefty up and throwing now for the Lions in the bullpen. John Alex Stogner running into some trouble here. Already the Tigers 1 run on 2 hits. They have a runner at second. Back to the top of the order, Derek Curiel. First pitch a strike, and it's 0-1. Curiel tonight, a walk in the first. Again, a base on balls in the second. Fly ball out last time to center field. Runner down at second and Reeves. Here's the 0-1. Misses away, making 1 ball, 1 strike now to Curiel.
You mentioned the left-handed pitcher, Chris. That's left-handed pitcher number 51, Caleb Menina. Menina actually out of Morgan City, Louisiana. So Louisiana boy, transferred from University of New Orleans.
Low and inside. Curiel dances out of the way, and it's now 2-1.
Played for an old teammate of mine, Blake Dean, who was the former head coach of the UNO Privateers.
2 balls, 1 strike to Curiel, with 1 out and a runner at second, and an 8-1 LSU lead. Stogner fires. Missed away, 3-1. Curiel on the season, as we mentioned, batting .440, .562 with runners in scoring position, 4 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run on the year for the freshman. Stogner fires the 3-1. Hit in the air to center field. Wilson circling over, now settles under it. Makes the grab, tagging up is Reeves from second base. The throw coming in, but off the mark, and sliding safely into third will be Reeves. So the Tigers able to advance the runner just 90 feet away from home plate with 2 down. We'll see Jared Jones try to add to this 8-1 lead now with 2 outs. Jones on the night 0 for 3. Couple of fly ball outs and a ground out to Bryant Loving last time in the 4th inning.
And nice job by Reeves on the sac fly of getting to third base. Typically, you don't want to take a chance and make the 3rd out at third. But if you know you're going to get to third base, you're going to be safe, and it's not going to be close, and you always want to take the extra bag no matter what. You just don't want to take a chance. And Reeves was able to, he slid into third, but was really going to be safe by a long way. And now, a lot of ways you can score from third base than you can from second, so 90 feet away.
Jones ready to go. Stogner fires. Misses high and outside for ball 1.
I think Jones is thinking, I want to be a part of the home run parade. If you just said Tigers would have 5 home runs tonight, you would think Jones would have been in the mix in that. Let's see if he can't get in it here.
The 1-0. It's a strike at the knees to even the count 1-1. Jones on the year batting .450 with 2 outs. An impressive .462 with runners in scoring position. .755 slugging percentage so far through 14+ games. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Reeves down at third. LSU up 8-1 here over North Alabama. The 1-1 pitch. And on the hands and high. Ball 2, 2-1.
Maverick Rizzi down in the LSU bullpen starting to get loose. I noticed he's in the middle slot. There's 3 mounds in the bullpen. And one thing I noticed being down there, Chris, is when you're on one side of the mound, you're actually pretty close to the top of that grandstand.
2-1, sent back foul above the first base dugout off the bat of Jones. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm just 5'11", 6 foot on a good day, but Maverick Rizzi, Rizzi who sits at 6'9", he's got to get on the middle mound or even all the way to the right. Cause
that's what I alluded to earlier. I'm sure when you and Doug went down there, the place was full of room, no problem whatsoever. But LSU carries a lot of guys over 6'4".
Yeah.
This one missing high, and that'll field the count now to Jones.
So you're saying me, Doug, and Coach Johnson would be fine down there?
Me as well, if I had any business in a bullpen, which I don't. Reeves with a leadoff third, 2 outs. A payoff pitch to Jones. Big swing, but it's popped up in the shallow right field. Jonathan Lane, the second baseman, plants his feet and makes the play for out number 3. The Tigers get a run back, however. A solo shot to left field. 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left on at third base. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 8-1 LSU. They lead 8-1 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Lions. Jonathan Lane, the second baseman, to lead it off. And a swing and a miss. Cade Anderson out there to start his 6th inning of work. And it's 0-1. Lane tonight 1 for 2. Put a swing into this one. Sends it out to right field. Jake Brown coming over, and Brown has it for out number 1. Tigers so far tonight, 8 runs on 10 hits. For the Lions, 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors in the field. Now we'll see the DH, Ash Rippon, bat for the 3rd time tonight. Caught looking in the first, struck out swinging to Anderson in the 3rd. Anderson, by the way, 9 strikeouts, giving up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. This pitch low for ball 1, 1-0 to Rippon.
Anderson now up to 80 pitches on the night.
Anderson fires, and a nice breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. One pitch. That's down the middle for a strike. Rippon couldn't quite fully commit, but he falls behind in the count, 1-2.
And not sure Rippon totally agreed with home plate umpire Brian Hale on that one.
Here's the 1-2. That one a called strike 3. Punch out number 10 for Cade Anderson. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th inning. Masterful work on the mound for Anderson there in that at bat. Had Rippon all kinds of uncomfortable.
That's a very good way to describe it. He went soft in on Rippon, and again, Rippon didn't like the call, but then a perfectly placed fastball on the outer part of the plate.
Matthew Delgado 0 for 2 tonight. The catcher swings at the first pitch, slow rolling foul ball down the first base line. And it sets the count at 0-1.
A good changeup from Anderson, and the slider again is said to be his best secondary. I've been really impressed with the changeup tonight.
The 0-1 to Delgado. Strike at the letters. Comes back with a fastball at 93, and it's 0-2. So far with 5 2/3. Longest outing so far for Anderson. Trying to make it an even 6 here. That one misses high and outside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. And is able to block it up. 2-2 the count. Tomorrow these two teams set to play at 6 o'clock, although again the weather may be a concern tomorrow for Saturday here in South Louisiana. Talk it over after tonight's game. Take a look at the forecast. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. And he's able to muscle this one into left center field. So Delgado with a 2-out single, his first hit of the night. 4th hit for the Lions. That'll put a runner aboard and get Petey Kraska, the first baseman, a chance to bat here for North Alabama.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch by Anderson just hung up a little bit. Delgado in the 3-hole, one of North Alabama's better hitters, able to put the good part of the wood on it and serve it out to left center.
Nate Yeskie now going to come out of the Tiger dugout, visit with the infield and his starter Cade Anderson here. So time called with 2 outs, a runner on here in the top of the 6th inning. So again, tomorrow scheduled for 6 o'clock for game 2. We'll wait and see late tonight, maybe early tomorrow morning. A decision, if any, will be made to change the game time. Of course, stay tuned to LSUsports.net, as well as following LSU baseball on social media. Probably your first chance to find out if there's any change to game 2. Then on Sunday, Game 3 between the Lions and the Tigers, set for a 1 o'clock first pitch. Final non-conference weekend of the season. Mizzou will be here next week to start SEC play. As Nate Yeske, the pitching coach, now back in the dugout for LSU. So Kraska comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the cleanup spot. He's got a runner at first, but again, almost leaning this time. But getting back is Delgado after Anderson makes a move over to first. Delgado, the catcher, actually 1 for 1 in stolen bases on the year. Take a 2.5 step lead. Anderson will bring a breaking ball to the plate. Missed inside. And it's 1-0 to Kraska. Again, great to have you here on a Friday night, listening all across the state and around the globe, and tuned in on the SEC Network Plus. 1-0, high and got away from Hernandez. Kraska able to stay away from swinging, I believe. They ruled it ball 2, and it just came over the top of the mitt there. I think Jay Johnson, along with Tiger fans, thought there's going to be a discussion here as Jay comes out of the dugout, wants to visit with Brian Hale. I'm not sure it was a check swing. I mean, Kraska did. Ooh. Did it touch any of the bat, or did it catch the top of the mitt?
I was going to say, if the only thing that they could argue is if it was a foul tip to get the runner Delgado back to first, because even if he went around, it's just a strike, and maybe he might have been wanting the strike call.
And again, Delgado makes his way to second to get in scoring position here. They just wanted to verify. They'll say it did come off the mitt. No contact off the bat of Kraska. So the 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Swinging for the fences, but couldn't find the fastball from Anderson, a little low in the zone. And that'll make it 2-1. Kraska again. A ground out, flied out foul territory. Another swing and a miss, and a pitch down in the dirt. Down on strikes goes Kraska, as Anderson records strikeout number 11, and that'll do it for the Lions here in the top of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit. They leave a man stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. LSU will send to the plate Dickinson, Pearson, and Milam. That's the meat of the order presented by 44 Farms. 3, 4, and 5 due up. LSU leading. Should mention Cade Arabidi came in for the Tigers there in the top of the 6th inning to catch for Luis Hernandez. Was he able to catch that? I was not. But give credit where credit's due. So he has entered the game defensively for the Tigers. We can expect to see him come to the plate. First it'll be Daniel Dickinson to lead it off, followed by Pearson and Milam due up. 8-1 LSU leads over North Alabama. John Allen Stogner continues his relief work. The pitch missing away from the right-hander Dickinson, and it's 1-0. Good start for LSU women's basketball. Second quarter action from Greenville, South Carolina. Tigers leading Florida 35-24 at last check. The 1-0. Good eye, just missed inside. Now 2-0 the count to Dickinson, who had a single in the first inning, grounded out to the shortstop in the third, and had the solo home run back in the fourth. 1 of 5 tonight for the Tigers. 4 solos and 1 3-run bomb by Tanner Reeves. There's a strike. Finally, Stogner able to find the corner, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Dickinson's done a nice job defensively too this year for LSU. He's hitting well over 400 on the offensive side of things, but having a slick second base.
Now we have time called here as our first base umpire Michael Lusky. Can look like maybe they asked for something to be picked up on the field. Yep, indeed, out in right field. Another baseball got free, so they'll remove that from the playing field. 2-1 the count to Dickinson. Stogner comes set and fires the 2-1. Missed high, 3-1.
Hey Chris, I'm not sure if you were able to see the play that Dickinson and Milam made in Texas.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That was something to see. That was clean.
A thing of beauty.
You practice that, like when you're just messing around in the infield. That's what you practice, and for it to happen in the game.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Dickinson thought it had missed, but did not leave the batter's box, although he was about to. That'll fill the count 3-2. Dickinson leading things off here. Stogner fires, and that one does miss for ball 4. So another leadoff walk given up by the Lions will put Dickinson down at first. Bring Josh Pearson to the plate. Pearson with that solo home run in the third to get that 5-run third inning going, as we'll have a pinch runner now. Michael Braswell will come in to run for Dickinson at first base.
I actually saw Tanner Reeves move over to second base in a previous game, and Braswell went in to play third. It'll be interesting to see if, with Dickinson out now, if they move Reeves to second or let Braswell play second.
Semi-shift on for the Lions here with the left-handed hitting Pearson. They've got the shortstop Jenkins just about behind the second base bag, a shade to the right. First pitch to Josh, strike on the inner half, and it's 0-1. Tigers, as we mentioned, 5 home runs so far tonight. Josh with one of those. Last time the Tigers had 5 home runs in a game, last April in the game against Grambling.
Josh got the party started there in the third inning. It was the first of 5, and it was a moonshot to right field.
Quick throw over to first. Braswell, though, easily back to the bag. Braswell, last year's everyday shortstop for the Tigers, getting work at third with Milam moving over to short. This pitch short of the plate, blocked up by Delgado. Evens the count 1-1 to Pearson.
Maverick Rizzi is still playing a little catch down in the LSU bullpen.
Braswell with the lead off first, and another throw over. Again, not a huge lead, only about a 2-step lead, so easily back to the bag. One and one, the count to Pearson. Tigers' designated hitter here on this Friday night. Stognon's pitch off speed, missed high, 2-1. Pearson batting .312, again his first home run coming earlier tonight. He's got 5 doubles. Trying to improve that number with runners on, batting .222 here in the early go of 2025. The 2-1 sent back foul off the bat. Evens the count 2-2. Things certainly going to heat up here in Baton Rouge, but fans, remember, whenever you're ready to cool it down, count on Slow Melt Ice since 1997. Slow Melt Ice, a leader in packaged ice for industrial and retail businesses in South Louisiana. Check them out at slowmeltice.com. That's SLOMELTICE.com. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Josh Pearson with a runner at first, nobody out. Stogner fires. Pearson, big swing, lifts it high in the air. Giving a look will be Jenkins, but it's out of play, left side. Still 2-2.
If you wonder why Coach Jay Johnson always mentions Pearson and being part of just big moments for LSU, how about this, Chris? 3 years in a row, all-tournament team, NCAA all-tournament team. 2022 in Hattiesburg, 2023 here in Baton Rouge, and then 2024 last year in Chapel Hill. So a guy that gets it done in the clutch and when LSU needs to get it done.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Comes in a little low. Fills the count now to Josh, 3-2. Milam stands on deck. Still nobody out here. Bottom of the 6th. Tigers already double-digit hits. Bingo Pest Product base hit count. 8 runs on 10 hits tonight for LSU. Braswell off and running on the 3-2 pitch. Missing low. Ball 4. So now runners first and second. See how much longer they stick with Stogner here. With nobody out, LSU starting to put runners on. We'll see Milam, who's 1 for 2. Had the solo shot just over the fence in right center field. His 3rd homer of the year. That came back in the 4th inning. He got aboard on a walk and scored a run in the 3rd after Jake Brown brought him in with an RBI double.
Well, the Lions still have left-handed pitcher Caleb Menina getting loose down in their bullpen.
And now we're going to get a visit on the mound. So after Milam dug in, we'll see if Stogner's night is done. It's a slow walk, I believe, by Jad Prakniak. Still waiting to get the hook sign. As looks like the left-hander ready to come out of the bullpen, just waiting for the official from his head coach. Baseball is taken from Stogner, and they'll make the call to the bullpen. Pitching change once again powered by Sunshine. Tell you about the numbers on the new pitcher for the Lions. Coming in with the Tigers runners first and second, nobody out, and LSU leading 8-1. Milam will be at the plate to face the new North Alabama pitcher. When we continue our score, LSU leading over North Alabama here in Game 1. New pitcher on the mound, number 51, Caleb Menina. As Buzzy told you earlier, when he started to warm in the bullpen, a Morgan City, Louisiana native. Started his career at UNO. The left-hander takes over. LSU with runners first and second, nobody out. And Stephen Milam set to step in and bat from the right side against the left-hander.
Yeah, Menina getting his second appearance of the year. He's thrown 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. He's going to be 82 to 84 miles an hour. It's going to be fastball's going to be a sinker, actually. It's going to be sinker, slider, changeup. He's come in to try to tame these Tiger bats, which has been very, very hot this evening.
So as I mentioned, Milam will bat for the first time tonight from the right side. In Milam hitting .485 during LSU's 8-game win streak. 4 doubles, 2 home runs. Now make it 3 with the 1 earlier tonight. 14 runs batted in coming into tonight. So with runners first and second, Menina fires the first pitch. Milam high chopper, bounces out of the glove of Loving, who was backpedaling at third, trying to get to the high chop. Got it in the glove, but it popped out well behind the third base bag, and everybody's safe without a throw, and the bases loaded.
Chris, well, we got a little time. I'll give you a scoreboard update presented by Republic Finance. We've got a few finals already. And by way of 10-run rule by a bunch of these, Alabama 10-run rule Presbyterian 10-0 in 7 innings. Texas A&M big over New Mexico State 19-0. Florida 12-0 over Harvard.
Jake Brown to the plate with the bases loaded. The first pitch from Menina missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes for Brown, who's 1 for 3. Had the RBI double back in the 3rd inning. Braswell at third, Pearson at second, Milam on the chop, and the infield single, as it was ruled. That's the 11th Bingo Pest Product hit of the night for LSU, as Milam at first base. Missing for ball 2, it's now 2-0 to Brown. The pitch inside on the hands. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Nowhere to put Brown with the bases loaded.
A couple more finals. Tennessee beat St. Bonaventure 12-0. That one actually went 9 innings. Vanderbilt 10-run rule Xavier in 7 innings, 15-3. Arkansas big over Portland 20-3 in 7 innings.
3-0 pitch. Take was on, and it misses low for ball 4. That'll bring in a run. Braswell, who came in to pinch run for Dickinson, who got aboard on a leadoff walk, will touch home plate. That'll make it 9-1 LSU.
And Chris, 2 more finals. Kentucky run rules Wofford 12-2 in 7 innings. Georgia with the win over Columbia 14-5. That one, of course, went 9 innings.
Cade Arambidi, who we told you came in defensively for Hernandez there in the top of the 6th inning at catcher, will bat for the first time. We'll have another pinch runner coming in. Mikey Ryan coming in. Milam will make his way to the dugout after a very productive night once again. Still the bases loaded, nobody out. LSU up 9-1. Arambidi with an opportunity here. Freshman batting 200 on the season. 3 for 15 in his plate appearances so far, with a double and 1 home run. Has driven in 4 runs. Lefty on righty matchup here with the bases loaded. The pitch swung on, a bouncer foul down the third base line.
Arambidi, the freshman out of Tomball, Texas, got his first home run in the comeback against North Dakota State on Tuesday. and a guy that all the talent in the world just needs to have a little success for things to start going his way.
The 0-1 pitch, way outside. Ends it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Medina, the left-hander, in a tough spot here. Nobody out. Again, the bases loaded. Already 9-1. 1 run in. Walked in by Medina. Ground ball to third. Slow bouncer. Loving will go to second. Lane with a relay not in time. So they will get Brown at first base. But that leaves runners on the corners. They'll exchange 1 out. So with 1 away, Aaron Beatty arriving safely. We'll see John Pearson come in to bat in the 8th spot for Tanner Reeves, who had the 3-run homer earlier. So again, with a 10-1 lead now. Coach Johnson able to get some substitutions in. We'll see John Pearson swing the bat for the 6th time this year. Runners on the corners with 1 out. 10-1 LSU leads. Pitch from Medina. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Got a right-hander down in North Alabama's bullpen. That's number 21, Justice Augusto.
The 0-1 to Pearson. Missed outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pearson, of course, the younger brother of Josh. Highly heralded player here in the state of Louisiana. Perfect game, said he was the 6th best player in the entire state last season. Runners first and third, the 1-1. A strike offered up by Medina to get him ahead 1-2.
Yeah, he hit 378 last year for West Monroe. Helped lead him to the 2024 state title. Had 10 doubles, 2 triples, 6 homers, 45 RBIs.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pearson, the Tigers, 4 solo shots and 2 3-run dingers. 1 out, bases cleared, and we'll see Ethan Fry come in to pinch hit for Stanfield at the bottom of the order. Fry with 2 home runs on the year, along with a double. Batting .318. Great to see a fully healthy Fry in the Tiger uniform as that first pitch missing low, and it's 1-0. Again, the 10-run rule in effect for tonight's game 1. Right now it's 13-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Medina's 1-0 pitch. Able to get it in there. Breaking ball, make it strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Fry. The 1-1 to the plate. Low and outside, 2-1.
Well, Chris, it's good to have you back in the booth, man. You need to do this more often.
Yeah,
you brought the bats with you.
Been a while since I've been here watching the Tigers. Had to watch them via the hotel room over the last couple of weeks, certainly all of last week with their great run in the Lone Star State, both in Arlington and in Frisco. The 2-1. That one going to catch the corner at the knees to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Ethan Fry. Basketball with a regular season finale tomorrow. 3 o'clock tip time at the Maravich Center. Rematch with Texas A&M coming in. Ranked number 22 in the land. Hopefully they come in a little overconfident off the heels of their defeat of number 1 Auburn. Fry right back up the middle with a base hit to center field. His 8th hit of the season. Tigers now with 13 Bingo Pest Product base hits. And with 1 out, a runner on. To the top of the order we go.
Good piece of hitting by Fry. Kind of got out in front. It was an off-speed pitch, but the hand stayed back. Hand stayed back long enough and then was able to let that ball travel far enough where he just slapped it right back through the middle.
Another pinch hitter. Blaze Priester going to swing the bat. Redshirt junior out of Denham Springs. Coming to LSU via Meridian Community College. Take the place of Curiel atop the order here for LSU. Priester, a right-handed hitter, batting for just the 4th time this season. But before he sees a pitch, it's going to be a meeting here on the mound. Not sure if they have. Looked as though they had a right-hander that may be ready. They got up and worked furiously down in the bullpen, but we'll see here. Time is called with 1 out. Runner at first and a 13-1 LSU lead. Hey fans, coming up March 17th, it's the season premiere of the Jay Johnson Show. Live from TJ Ribs, coming your way Mondays at 6 p.m. Again, starting on March 17th. Jay Johnson Show presented by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Invite you out. Have dinner on Monday night. Get the very latest on LSU, and I've said it 1,000 times, working with Jay Johnson on his coach's show, it's all baseball, which is pretty much Jay Johnson's life. Back to action here at the box. Plays Priester. Pitch hitting for the Tigers. The right-hander takes the first pitch offered up by Justice Augusto and fouls it slowly down the first base line, and it's 0-1. Again, Priester batting for just the 4th time this season. Facing Augusto with a runner at first, 1 down, and the Tigers up 13-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Priester awaits. Augusto checks the runner, now fires, and it's low at the knees, 1-1.
Augusto making his 2nd appearance of the year. He's thrown 2/3 inning, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. It's 88-91 with the fastball.
Priester swings, pops it up near home plate. Now Delgado again on the just above the LSU logo behind the plate. This time able to glove it for out number 2. So Priester retired. Fry, of course, stays put at first base, and with 2 down, we'll see Jared Jones. He will bat 5th time tonight. He's 0 for 4. A couple of fly ball outs to center. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman Loving in the 4th. And flied out to shallow second base Jonathan Lane last time in the 5th inning. Tigers 13 runs on 13 hits tonight. Again, the 10-run rule in effect. Tigers up by 12 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Jones, almost caught him. He spins inside to get out of the way, and it's 1-0.
Well, Jones came into the game with an 11-game hitting streak. So that's on the line, trying to keep that going. Actually, a reach base streak of 14 games. Trying to keep both of those going in this at-bat.
The 1-0, hammered to center field. Wilson, though, on the run, and holds up long enough for him to get over and make the play for out number 3. North Alabama here in game 1, again with the 10-run rule in effect. LSU will try to wrap it up here if they can find 3 quick outs in the top of the 7th inning. Maverick Rizzi will be called upon out of the Tiger bullpen. As we told you, he's been warming for the last inning plus. He will take over here in the top of the 7th inning. For the Tigers on the mound, expected to see Wilson, Sherwood, and Wade. That's the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here for North Alabama. Tons of changes in the field. We'll get to those, but first the pitch from Rizzi. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. At the plate, Wilson tonight 0 for 2. Pop out to the shortstop. Milam back in the 2nd. Was a strikeout victim to Anderson in the 4th. Here's the 0-1 from Rizzi. Lifted in the air, but fouled on the first base line above the dugout, and it's 0-2.
Maverick Rizzi, 6'9", 253 pounds, making his 6th appearance of the year.
Here's the 0-2 from Rizzi. Look out. That one over the head of the batter Wilson. Aaron Beatty couldn't get a glove on it. All the way to the backstop it goes, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They'll start to get you some of the fielding changes for the Tigers. Again, Aaron Beatty came in the 6th inning, top of the 6th inning, behind the plate catching. Mikey Ryan now at 3rd base for the Tigers. Michael Braswell came in to pinch run. He is at shortstop. David Hogg, the 2nd, at 2nd base. And Blaze Priester came in to pinch hit. Takes over at 1st for Jared Jones. Ethan Fry had the single there in the bottom of the 6th inning. He takes over in left field. McPaul in center. Jake Brown remains out in right field for the Tigers. That's the defense here in the top of the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, ground ball up the middle. This one going to be tough. Braswell gives chase but can't knock it down. It'll make its way into shallow center field. So a leadoff single for Wilson, his first hit of the night. Give the Lions their 5th knock of the evening. And a runner on with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Again, 10-run rule in effect, Buzzy. So Lions desperately trying to get within single digits here and force more baseball on this Friday night. And it'll be Billingsley, a pinch hitter, coming in for Sherwood, who started the game in the 6th spot. Riker Billingsley, a junior out of Chino Hills, California, left-hander. First pitch, almost got him. Rizzi. Fastball thrown in there at 97. Had to dance and dart out of the way of that one. It's 1-0.
Yeah, none of them feel good when you get hit, but at 97 at the kneecap, you're going to get out of the way of that one as quick as you can.
Runner in Wilson. Nobody holding him on. He's off and running. Pitch comes in a little high from Rizzi, and it'll make it 2-0. Another fastball off the mark. Runner advancing to second base. Wilson now in scoring position with nobody out.
Told you Rizzi making his 6th appearance of the year. He's thrown 3 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
Maverick fires this one low and inside. Pops out of the mitt of Aaron Beatty, but not far enough, and it's now 3-0.
That is the one thing. If you see the innings pitched, he will get a little erratic at times. And like Doug and I have talked, at 6'9", 253 pounds, that's a lot of body moving towards the plate. Sometimes it can get tough to sync it all up.
3-0 the count. The pitch to the plate, and there's a strike on the inner half at 97. Make it 3 balls, 1 strike now to Billingsley. Batting for the 11th time on the season, a 300 average. Does have 1 home run on the year. Runner at second, the 3-1. Inside, missing ball 4, so the free pass will put Billingsley aboard. Now runners first and second as the fastball just not in the strike zone. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Coming at you on a Friday night via the LSU Sports Radio Network and the SEC Network Plus. Buzzy Heidel, Chris Blair here at the box. Adam Gattuso, our producer, back in the Capital One studio. Pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 as he dialed that one back. Nice breaking ball. Nowhere close with the bat was Alex Wade, who's 1 for 2 tonight. And the solo home run to get the Lions on the board back in the 5th inning. Runners first and second, nobody out, the 0-1. Misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fans, don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench this year. Just text home run to 31996. Get your $59 AC system check. AccuTemp Services, proud partner of LSU Athletics. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners first and second, nobody out. Top of the 7th, LSU up 13-1. Again, this breaking ball missed outside, and now Aaron Beatty calls for time. He's going to hand deliver the baseball back to Maverick Rizzi and talk it over with his tall right-handed reliever.
Well, look, the walk to Billingsley by Rizzi, that was LSU's first walk tonight. One thing over these last 8 games, LSU during this 8-game win streak, if you're being real particular and going through it with a fine-tooth comb, walks. There have been too many walks, too many hit by pitches, and you'd like to see LSU clean that up, figure that out this weekend, especially with SEC play coming next weekend. But get the ball over the plate a little bit more. I think Aaron Beatty went out and told Rizzi, just trust your stuff a little more.
The 2-1 rocketed to right field. Jake Brown going back and on the track, able to stand upright, make the grab for out number 1. Tagging up from second will be Wilson. He'll make his way into third. Now runners on the corners, but 1 down. 2 to go for the Fighting Tigers of LSU, currently leading 13-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. That one a hard-hit baseball by Wade, but a great job by Jake Brown. It's always those first couple of steps that put you in position, and while that may have looked routine, first couple of steps by Brown got him in great position to get back there right at the track and make it look easy.
A lot of good outfielders have come through LSU, and the common trait is that quick first step, as you said, Chris.
always making that first step backwards. You can always come in quicker than you can go backwards. It's a good pitch.
Great pitch there. They say did not hit the strike zone. Fastball missing, 1-0. Another pinch hitter into the lineup for North Alabama. And the Tigers move their record now to 14-1, make it 9 straight wins for Coach Johnson and the Tigers, and they get a leg up in game 1 of this series with a 13-2 victory over North Alabama. The Lions fall to 3-9 on the season. These two teams back at it tomorrow night with first pitch scheduled at 6 p.m. The final from the box, LSU 13, North Alabama 2. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
You're invited to a Louisiana Saturday night with award-winning multi-platinum singer-songwriter and LSU graduate Jordan Davis. Saturday, May 3rd on the field in